Well, let's take a look at a few news stories. Uh, so this was kind of cute. The AI bots are scanning the internet. You know, Google bots and search engines have bots that are crawling the internet, going to every website to record what's on there. And AI bots are also doing the same thing. And what they're doing is they're training the AI on whatever they find. And a lot of people don't like that because they're taking your content without permission. So this developer created a website that just posts some random links. And when you click those links, it just makes another page with random links that also go back to the same page. So it looks like a huge website with many, many random pages. And the bot will just be trapped there forever trying to catalog all the pages. So it's a way to make a tar pit to trap those bots and waste their time and make it more difficult for them to crawl the internet. A sort of a type of denial of service attack. And actually, it would be kind of interesting if someone was to get trapped in that and then they would try to sue. It reminds me of some other offensive defense measures, like there's a book about sort of hacking back, and they had a trick. What you could do is put poison files on your website that are like zip bombs, where they unzip into something huge and cause the machine to crash. And then if somebody comes and steals the file, it will tie up their machine, crashing. And then can they really prosecute you if they came and stole the file and the file was poisoned? It's an interesting question. And I think if someone was to get trapped in this and then complain, it'd be an interesting question. Is it really your problem if you make a page and other people use it in a way that causes them harm? Anyway, if this becomes popular, there'll probably be some interesting lawsuits coming. So Trump has all these hundreds of executive orders, and one of them is no more remote work. Everybody has to go into the office. Now, Amazon has done this. Many companies have done this. And most analysis I read say the reason they do this is because they want to lay off people. And this is just an easy way to lay off people because nobody much wants to go back to physical work. It doesn't really make any sense to go back to physical work for most workers. I mean, unless you're actually got a job where you're like handling boxes in a warehouse or something, it's not clear why you don't just stay at home. And so making people go in physically is just an easy way to lay off people. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of that. So you know that Trump has a meme coin, right? And it's immediately went up to over $10 billion of valuation. And so I thought I might give students the project to make a meme coin. But it turns out to be so easy, I don't even think I can give you a project. This explains how to do it. Now, most of it is actually what you'd have to do if you want to make any money. You'd actually have to have some meaning and somehow be connected to like something popular, like Trump or a TV celebrity or something. But if you just want to make it, then there's a thing called pump.fun you can go to, and all you do is like fill out a little form, and it makes a meme coin. There is nothing to it. And you can see people are making meme coins. They're all down here. And notice the market capitalization is like $30,000, $7,000, $12,000, which is nothing. I mean, if you make a meme coin that you just make yourself in 5 minutes, of course, nobody cares about it. And you'll probably sell, one or two coins at $10. And so you end up with a market cap of almost nothing. See, the way this works is you issue like 100,000 coins, and then like 10 of them sell, and then the posted price is like $10. So they take the 100,000, they take the coins times the official price. But that's anyway. I'm not quite sure exactly how they calculate this, but anyway, obviously, this one with a market cap of 7,000. A thing to understand about meme coins is they have no actual value. So what happens is they're only there for speculation. So if you try to sell them, this is what the Hawk Tuah girl did. She had a TikTok that went viral, so she was briefly famous. So she issued a meme coin, and it rapidly went up to $500 million valuation. So a lot of people bought it. But when you sell, if you sell all your coins quickly, which happened a couple days later, the people who sold them got a total amount of $3 million. So people buy it, and maybe they even put in, I'm not quite sure how they calculate that number, but they put in something like that $500 million going in. But as soon as the creator starts selling, the price plummets down to essentially zero, so they get almost nothing, and everybody else gets nothing at all, so all that money just vanishes. And so the total amount of money you'll get if you try to do a rug pull, they call it, when you just sell all your coins after just a few days, is less than 1% of the capitalization. So this coin, with a $7,000 market capitalization, if they were to rug pull this coin, they would get, I guess, $50. So it's that's why these are terrible investments. I don't recommend buying a meme coin, although I'd say if you want to buy a meme coin, the Trump coin is probably a pretty good one to buy, because my opinion is that Trump is not going to perform a rug pull. I think Trump is smart enough to know this, that if he tries to sell them all and turn them into cash, it will just drop to zero and they'll make almost nothing. But if he just leaves the money in there, then it will make him look really rich on paper. His paper wealth has gone up by more than a factor of 10 because of this, and Trump has always found that it's extremely valuable to him to appear to be rich, even if he's not rich. So I think if you just, in his case, you make a meme coin, he really is very famous. A lot of his followers really did buy it, so there is really a lot of money in there. And just leaving it there alone makes him appear richer, and he can get a lot of value out of that. Whereas, murdering it and getting a small payoff would not do him any good. So I think the same thing's true of Trump Social. Trump Social, we had the same argument. Trump Social is a terrible company. It doesn't make any money from advertising. It doesn't have any real value. And people said he'll just sell it, but he didn't. He just left it up, because having a social network that he controls of his fans to send out messages and appearing to be more wealthy by owning a large percentage of a company that has apparently significant market capitalization is okay. So he's sort of like a person who tries to appear rich by just putting like fake gold on the wall, where his house just looks more expensive. And that's what this is doing for him. If he doesn't dump it, it's a way to appear to be rich when you aren't. And there's some value in that. Speaking of which, Trump pardoned Ross Ulbricht, who was the guy that ran Silk Road, which I'm personally pretty horrified by, just like when he pardoned the January 6 rioters. The January 6 rioters, a bunch of them were in fact dangerous, violent criminals, and in fact at least one of them has already been rearrested by committing new crimes when they get out. And a lot of them had a long criminal record. And so pardoning all of them indiscriminately like he did is terrible. And Ross Ulbricht ran the Silk Road, where he personally ordered 5 murders and sold incredible amounts of drugs and guns and prostitution and I think other murders for hire. And so he's basically sort of like a drug cartel kingpin. So letting him out logically means, I guess, you just let everybody out of prison. If you don't care if they commit murder and you don't care if they sell things that are illegal, I don't know why anybody's in prison. But anyway, he's out, and now apparently he's going to be rich, because Coinbase say he found 430 Bitcoin that he owns. So if he hasn't lost the private key, he'll be out and rich. So it is this is what happened in the previous Gilded Age. I think at the end of the 1800s into the early 1900s, there was a time like this when the rich just had monstrous wealth and they just did anything they wanted and the law didn't apply to them, and they just partied in ridiculous excess like other countries that have had, nobility just trampling on the commoners. And that's where we're headed for a while. We'll see how far it goes. So this is Jen Easterly. She was really cool. She was the head of CISA, and under her administration, CISA, the Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, something like that, they did a lot of really good work. They issued a lot of very helpful documents. I use them. They guide me in my consulting work. They issued excellent documents showing you how to secure small businesses and many other things. And but Trump has threatened to completely abolish CISA, because one of the things CISA said was that the 2020 election was fair, and that foreign actors did not hack into our voting machines and change the votes. And therefore, Trump hates them forever and sees them as a traitor. So he's probably going to abolish the agency completely. If he doesn't abolish it completely, he will change it. So that's why she resigned as soon as Trump got in, because she's certainly going to get fired. He'll replace it with some Trump loyalist who will use this only to investigate Trump's enemies or something. So I think the state of cybersecurity in America will suffer. We're going to see what he does. But CISA has really been very valuable. And if it's turned into just a propaganda arm for the Republican Party, so it doesn't do any serious security work, we'll lose something valuable. Anyway, Jen was valuable too. But, that's the problem with these political positions. If the election goes the other way, you're toast. So she's toast. All right. Here's an email. So this is, a lot of these messages are out there about this. This guy's friend got this message at NASA saying that we're ending all diversity, education, and inclusion, And if you are trying to disguise the program, then you must turn people into this email address. They want you to rat out your friends who are secretly working in diversity and equity. And anyway, this is just quoting from Trump's executive order. So many people, and apparently the people at NASA, are going along with it. And so there's a bunch of this stuff going on. As you know, Elon Musk has come out as just a complete open Nazi. He supported the Nazi Party in Germany, endorsed it strongly, the AfD, which is the new Nazi Party, and he gave the Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration, and then tried to ridiculously claim that isn't what he's doing, but that's totally what he's doing. And so a lot of people are very upset. A bunch of Reddit forums are trying to cancel all links to X. People are trying to make sure they're disassociated from Elon, since he's an open Nazi. And one of the meteorologists pointed out that he was a Nazi, and so she got fired for daring to say this. So there's, we're splitting into the right and the left, and a lot of people on the right are now angrily taking their revenge on the people on the other side. It's a bad time in America. So hey, here's the guy on January 6th, pardoned by Trump and already rearrested on gun charges. We can expect quite a few more of them to get rearrested, since quite a few of them are really just habitual criminals. I mean, not all of them, of course. I mean, if Trump had pardoned, half or 2/3 of them who did minor things, that would have made more sense. But he just pardoned them all because he can't be bothered to pick and choose. And a bunch of them really were, in fact, dangerous criminals that shouldn't have been let out. Anyway, that's it for the news. We've used up 10 minutes.